Hey everyone, I hope you're all having a great day and excellent week. Without having a One Piece chapter this week, I thought it would be perfect to discuss a topic that has come up over and over again in the One Piece community. It has divided the community, caused people who don't really even care to hate a side or root against particular characters. Chaos and destruction seems to be all it causes, and the division is alive and well. Alright, maybe it's not that serious, but for real, we're going to talk about this today. Hopefully today we can begin to bridge the gap between Zoro fans and Sanji supporters. To start us off, I think you should all know where my allegiance lies. I am overall a Zoro fan. I think his character is great beyond being just badass and strong. His moral code and what he stands for helps add into his character. How he holds himself and others is refreshing, and you don't only get the tough guy that hates everyone with his personality. With all that being said, Sanji is still an amazing character, and just because you prefer one over the other doesn't mean that should take away from the opposing side. Sanji can be obnoxious to some with his gag of nosebleeds and chasing women. Beyond that though, we see the amazing character that is Sanji. We see his heart of gold. Caring for others and looking out for the underdog is right up his alley. Sanji is also brave and has a super strategic mind, always going rogue to save the day. Today we're going to dissect him and his character, specifically why he roots for the underdog as well. So let's dissect the characters individually, starting with Zoro and his appeal. Zoro is set up to be one of the strongest members of the crew, holding on his shoulders the responsibility to protect others and help out where it's needed. He has a moral compass that will guide him to achieve his dream of being the strongest swordsman, but as Luffy has rubbed off on him, his heart softened to be more aware of others, their feelings, and their dreams. Through this, Zoro saved Smoker, an enemy, saved, rescued, and set free many people, villages, and countries, and also was willing to give up his dream so that Luffy could obtain his. He is brash, but always finds a way to lead with how he holds himself and others to a higher sense of responsibility and respect. People love Zoro, yes, because he is strong, brave, badass. He tells you exactly what he thinks and feels. But he also has many selfless moments giving himself up for his crew and captain. He has a moral code that he imposes on others, not to make them feel bad, but to lift them up and show them that they are capable of much more than they even realize. Now Sanji is a charismatic chef with a killer right kick. Beyond his goofy demeanor towards women, he is chivalrous and protective. He will protect women and children and not let them suffer being ruled under. There's a reason why, I believe, he picks out women and children specifically. They are somewhat an underdog. I don't believe it's only because he was raised to be that way, but because of how he views himself. Sanji was raised as an underdog, relying on his wit and tender heart to get him through tough times. He was raised to believe he was a failure, but through that, he kept his kindness, and that gave him the resolve to help others because he knew how it was to be mistreated. If we really want to dissect this character trait of Sanji even further, we can look at the scene where Luffy and Usopp are arguing about leaving the Mary and getting a new ship. This is a perfect contrast between Sanji and Zoro. On Zoro's end, what is right is right. Usopp talked back to his captain and ignored his orders. To Zoro, that is wrong, and the only way to reconcile is with Usopp admitting he was wrong. But Sanji took it a different way. I believe Sanji and Zoro align together on their morals and beliefs, but Zoro takes a more cold, stern, black and white position, whereas Sanji takes the position of understanding both sides of the conflict. Sanji knows his captain is right for the decision he is making and his anger that is bubbling up. But Sanji is also conflicted because Usopp is not only someone he loves, but is the underdog in the situation, not unlike himself. Usopp is the weakest. He feels useless and like they will abandon him just like the Mary. Sanji was abandoned and pushed aside by his own family, so of course he empathizes with Usopp, and to protect him, he kicks Luffy to avoid the disbanding and feelings of his crewmate. Through the situation, he knew what had to be done and stood by his captain, but he has always had a heart for the underdog. That is a huge plus on Sanji's side, and by breaking his psyche down, it is so interesting. Along with all of that, Sanji reads every situation perfectly and knows exactly how to act without having to react. He is strategic and almost always makes the first move. So where did this rivalry and total toxic chaos start? Obviously, we know that Zoro and Sanji first fought at Arlong Park when Zoro was upset with Nami, but then had a huge hunting contest for the biggest dinosaur on Little Garden. But I think the community started to split way after that. Yes, we had many years of Mosshead and Curly Brow insults, but I think it wasn't until the New World when within the community it got more heated. For years, Sanji fans knew that Zoro was stronger because of portrayal. Zoro always took on the second strongest member of the enemy they were facing. But in the New World, things haven't been so crystal clear. Fishman Island's villains were a joke. Punk Hazard never gave legit one-on-one fights. Dressrosa didn't include the whole crew in the battle, and Whole Cake Island had the crew split up again. So with no real fights after the time skip, we are left to try to put pieces together simply by storytelling and portrayal. Sanji and his fans were ecstatic to find out he has a higher bounty than Zoro after Whole Cake and has an upgraded weapon from his family. This left Zoro fans to wait in anticipation until Wano to see who ends up fighting each other. But while all this happens, they get trolled. And with Sanji clashing with King, it leaves Zoro fans to be even more restless and start getting angry, which obviously is not right. What I believe Zoro fans want to say is Zoro is so hype and strong, and his potential for the end of the story is insane with how strong he will be. They want to so badly be to the point they know he will end up that they become toxic and start to say he is stronger than Luffy or Katakuri or whoever it is they're comparing him to. But while acting like power-hungry lunatics, they end up causing more damage to the name of Zoro and his actual strength. We all know Zoro is a beast and will continue to be so. Your voice is heard, so stop overdoing it. Now Sanji fans are tired of never catching up to Zoro, and maybe the bounty increase is Oda's way of saying, here you go, it's the time of Sanji. Sanji fans feel as if they are in the shadow of Zoro and are never able to fully display his greatness lest it be eclipsed by Zoro. Overall, both sides have a legitimate argument on why they love their favorite character and how they can sometimes get downplayed. They both just want to be heard. But just because you prefer one over the other doesn't mean it should take away from the other character. That is ridiculous. Both have a place and purpose in the story, and both do their job amazingly. Hopefully this video enlightens you and helps you gain a better perspective on not only the opposite character that you like, but also their fans. You guys, it doesn't have to be toxic. Let's agree to love the greatness in every character and what purpose they have to push this incredible journey of a story on. Thank you all for watching and supporting my video. Please like and share the video if you enjoyed it. And if you are new to this channel and like or want to see more content like this, please subscribe. Remember to be kind to each other. See ya.